There are other clues that IAOMT is running a racket of righteousness. Righteousness produces organizations and people in it that are stingy listeners. They are in a state of already listening. They know what is coming next. They are more concerned about what's in it for me. They are right, and the person speaking is wrong. So person A is speaking to person B. And that doesn't matter because you may have been slightly stingy in paying attention to this presentation and assuming that this stickman was a girl. But it's really stickman B. If, however, one was a generous listener, there would be no agenda, no assumptions, and the future would open up. Because stingy listening is ineffective and past-based, the necessity to complete the past becomes obvious in order to launch one into a generous listening state. Generous listening shapes speaking. There are other ways organizations can occur that indicate they are not performing optimally. Take IAOMT members Matthew, Mark, Luke, and Nestor. They are talking back and forth, and Luke says, we should design a study that measures the thioethers in blood on both a control group and a group of people that have root canals. Nestor adds, yeah, and we should see if these measurements correlate to inflammatory disease. And Matt says, we should also see if there's a correlation to autoimmune disease. And Mark continues, how about the relationship of this to cancer? They then all agree that this would be a super cool idea. And then they bid each other farewell and say, we'll see you in another 6 months. What's wrong here? No action. But the only thing that matters in an organization is action. What these fellows demonstrated is typical of an underperforming organization, and it's called a shouldy culture. An organization that is full of this is also full of you know what, and there's no action, and there's no performance. So back to our past that we need to complete. Remember Clint and the good, the bad, and the ugly. What is the IAOMT's good, bad, and ugly? We need to know it. We need to acknowledge it. We need to forgive all that is in it and declare it complete. Here is the good.
What worked about the IAOMT? Kim Smith has worked.
Thank God.
Word.
The camaraderie and
Yeah.
that the academy has.
Yeah. That works.
Educated many dentists and the public.
That worked.
We have enabled a group of people to contact like-minded dentists through the internet.
Protocols for amalgam removal.
Research.
The research worked. Yeah.
I actually think the smallness of it helps you in a lot of respects.
That worked. Yes.
Our legal department has worked very well.
Yes.
We're
Internationally recognized.
Right. What else has worked?
Created a whole group of people that are a pleasure to work on.
Great.
We've had 2 semi-annual meetings every year.
We have a powerful, knowledgeable, scientific advisory committee.
Yes.
Got it. That worked. What else?
the issues have fired the imagination of many hundreds of dentists and doctors.
We've created this team.
Yes, that worked. Yeah.
Made it 150% irrefutable that mercury amalgam is toxic.
Got it.
Yeah.
What else has worked?
Contributed to a major corporation out of Cleveland, Ohio, restructuring their dental benefits to gradually phase out paying for amalgam.
Here is the bad and the ugly.
What doesn't work about the IAOMT?
The fight against FBA.
The communication between the EC and the board and the junior membership doesn't work.
Fighting doesn't work. Got it. Some committee work doesn't work. Your promotional work doesn't work. Got it. Our brand doesn't work. Got it.
The website,
website
for communication amongst members.
That doesn't work. Got it.
Accountability.
Accountability doesn't work. What else doesn't work?
Finances.
Finances doesn't work.
Current structure.
Current structure doesn't work. Got it.
You can't really organize the scientific research that we'd like to organize.
Yeah, that doesn't work. What failures, not that you've had any, but what failures have you had in the IAOMT in your past era that you now can just acknowledge and get complete with?
Did the FDA changing their position this past year?
That was a failure. Yeah.
Failure to stop water fluoridation.
That's a failure.
Recruitment.
Recruitment.
Retention.
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 That's the word I was
Yeah.
looking for. Yeah.
Got it.
We had a project, a discrete project with chemists a couple of years ago to take samples of dental composites and measure bisphenol A emissions from them, and the project just kind of stumbled and fell apart and never got completed. I think that was a failure.
I haven't stopped the use of an album.
Yes, a failure. Got it. Any other failures? Opportunity to get complete with them and leave them in the past. Failure to reach the public. Got it. Failure to have a vision past Mercury. Got it.
Right?
Of course, there is more, but you can see that we have a lot to complete. Another way to demonstrate completing the past and its critical benefit is to look at an analogy called wall of bricks. Let's say that we are on one side of the wall and the future is on the other side. Let's assume that being in the future is a good thing. Consider then that everything in the past for a person or an organization builds a wall of bricks, and the bricks in the wall are made up of our understanding of what has occurred for us. It would make sense that the less that an organization or someone experiences, the smaller the wall would be, and the access to the future would then be easier, such as for a young person or a young organization. As time goes on, more things occur and are experienced, and bricks of understanding are laid. The understanding might be good and it might be bad, but nevertheless the wall continues to build as these understandings or contexts are being formed. As the definitions of the wall are being added, there becomes less tolerance to concepts that don't fit into the existing brickwork. One can then understand that as this wall becomes larger and more fussy, there is less embracement of other ideas, and the future becomes more and more difficult to access. Remember, we want to be in the future. So part of completing the past is to alter how the wall occurs. Moving you and the wall so that the wall is behind you gives you access to the future, and then the future can begin. In order to complete the past, you must declare such. Are you ready? Maybe, maybe not. The legacy team took 3 full days of hard work to complete the past of the IAOMT. In order to complete the past and start doing complete and whole work, the energy must be spent, the declaration must be made by every willing member, and the legacy team is here to help. We are currently working on other strategies to allow the members to enter the new era of the IAOMT by first completing the past. If you see anything that might help with this action, please approach any team member and let them know. They can be identified by their name tag.
You can hear that the world's not organized to make you happy. You guys are so attractive in the world today to the ones that are looking for you. Don't make it hard for them to find you. Don't get in the way.
I will leave you with a statement from the Talmud. We don't see the world the way it is. We see it the way we are.